All right, chat, we're going to react to the biggest lie in Dragon Ball, which I believe has something to do with speed, or specifically Berta's speed from the
I'm sure
Ginyu
most
Force.
of us remember in Dragon Ball Z that Birder was constantly hyped up as the fastest character in the universe.
Speed demon,
and we
bro.
all know now that was a massive lie. But
I got
how far
insta-flexed
off
on by
was he
Goku.
actually? I decided to rank every character from fastest to Birder so we can know his true rank in Universe 7. Now, obviously, Birder is dead after Namek, so we'll only include characters that were alive or technically existed while he was alive.
That's
you can't
fair.
expect the poor guy to know that 2 half-Saiyans born over a decade after his death
That's
would
true.
outpace
That
him
wouldn't be fair.
before middle school. The characters that did exist will also be limited to their speed at that time. Can't include any of their power or speed gains from after his death for basically the same reason. Finally...
Okay, chat, right, let's have a think then. Who could it be? I think the obvious ones of people who were in the universe at the time, we have Beerus and Whis, I think are guaranteed. Whis number 1, Beerus number 2. Goku, we know, was just objectively faster. Frieza was definitely faster. Who else? Broly, assuming we're counting Broly, if he was alive in the universe, I think Broly would count. Who else are we thinking, chat? Maybe they're going to count Majin Buu, because technically he was in his egg, but he wasn't out of his egg. But Majin Buu's a maybe, so that's 6. So Berta's 7th now. Captain Ginyu was stronger than him, but I swear he was the one that said that Berta was faster. So maybe not, but I know he's stronger than him. So whether the strength and speed are linear, which I thought they were in Dragon Ball. So maybe Captain Ginyu, but I'm going to say no. I think Berta is faster than Captain Ginyu. And then I guess... Who else, chat? Maybe some other gods, like some Kais, like Supreme Kai. Yeah, that's my guess, chat. Those are my guesses. All right.
We'll stick to canon characters, and specifically those found in
Universe
Universe 7,
cooler
since he's
and
only
stuff.
talking about being the fastest in his universe.
Yeah.
At number 1, and no surprise,
Yes.
we have Whis, who has unsurpassed combat
W-chat.
speed in Universe 7 and pretty damn good travel time in space. Though sometimes he does seem to travel much faster than others, despite saying it's always the fastest he can go. Just in case this isn't clear, Whis is in Universe 7 before Birder's death, and even likely before his birth, so he counts for this list despite him.
Yeah, this is what I don't get, chat, right? Is Whis is an angel, right? And his dad is the Grand Priest. But Whis, it takes Whis like 2 days to get to Zeno's crib. But the Supreme Kai can get there instantly. I don't get why an angel shouldn't also be able to get there instantly. So I don't know.
Not being
Just
introduced to the
thought through
series
it.
till later on, which is important to know since number 2 would
Come
be
on,
Beerus.
chat, we're 2 for
Despite
2.
lacking the speed of Whis or a full mastery of Ultra Instinct, Beerus continues to outpace and outperform the high tiers of Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
So even though he's a bit lazy and in the middle of a 39-year-long nap when Birder makes his
That's the
speed
dream,
claim
man.
on Namek, he's still far beyond almost any other character in the universe. And if the
100%.
Dragon Ball Super anime is anything to go by, he might be faster than Birder in his sleep. Though it is possible Beerus is slower than my number 3 pick, who's a bit controversial for me, Meris. Of course, Meris is...
Okay, chat. For anyone who doesn't know, and or if you don't want spoilers, if you're watching this on YouTube, skip ahead. Meris, let me see if
going
we
to
get
be
a picture of
towards
him.
the...
Meris, let me see if I'm going to go back, chat. For those of you who don't know who Meris is, so if you haven't read the manga, you've only watched the show, Meris is Whis' younger brother. So Whis and Vados' younger brother. And he is, at least, I don't know where he would have been as of the Frieza saga. I don't know if he would have been alive, but apparently he is. But at least in the manga, he is an angel in training. So he's got like a full mastery of Ultra Instinct at like the minimum. Right? So yeah, he's gonna fucking blitz Berta.
Of course, Meris is going to be towards the top of this list as an angel in training, and obviously much faster than Birder. So the only reason this is controversial is if he should be above Beerus. With his natural command over Ultra Instinct, despite it not being at the same level as Whis, it should be at least debatable that his combat speed is at least faster than Beerus, though his travel speed might still be slower. Ultimately, the only placement that matters on this list is Birder. So if you think any of the characters above above him could swap places, that's completely fine. It doesn't affect
That
where
makes
he
sense.
ends up at the end of this list. And we can't talk about Maris without
Oh,
mentioning
Moreau. Okay,
who
so
I think would be
including
the next fastest on this list. Even without all
manga
his magic
characters.
capabilities, Moreau was able to at
Hold on, chat. We need to have a think then. If they're including manga characters, who else could it be? Maybe Granola? No, Granola wouldn't have been alive. I feel like Granola would have been alive, but would he have been faster than Berta? I don't know. What's that other guy? There's the guy that Granola fights. Or, yeah, what's his name? Gas. Maybe Gas. But then I don't know if Gas would have been alive, because I think he's quite young. No, I don't think they would have been alive at this point.
Keep up with Vegeta, who at that point was
but
far
Vegeta
beyond
was,
the
though.
speed of anything or anyone in practically all of Z.
Yeah, maybe Gas
ignoring
would be
end
then.
of Z, of course. I can see an argument against Moreau being this high due to his magic being more sealed away by this point in the story still, but I do think most would agree he should be pretty damn fast relative to a majority of this list, even with his magic
because he would have still
aside.
been in jail.
I will say at this point in the story, Moreau is arguably slower than my number 5
Yes,
pick,
come
Broly.
on.
With no variety in his training and no exponential jumps in powers from transformations, Zenkais, or even just
Yeah, but
harsh
Broly's
battles,
just him,
we can
man.
path Broly's growth as a fairly linear increase over time. So, of the 48 years Broly spends training on Vampa before Dragon Ball Super Broly, we are 30 years in, which should mean Broly is around 2/3 as powerful as he would be in the fight on Earth in DBS Broly. It's important to know that Broly was
2/3 as powerful during the Frieza saga as he was against Goku and Vegeta in the Broly movie. Where just from practicing, like he wasn't getting stronger, he was just learning his power. What did he fight? Before he went super, that was he went to that monkey form. So I guess so that wasn't keeping up with Super Saiyan God. So he was probably as strong as like Super Saiyan 3 then at this point. Like during the Frieza saga, during the Frieza saga, Broly was like Super Saiyan 3 level of power probably. That's
learning
fucking
how to use
mental.
his power correctly in the fight on Earth, but even being 2/3 of the power and
That's
speed that
ridiculous.
caps out Chilai's modern scouter, we have a character more than fast enough to be this high on the list. For number 6, I have Majin Buu. Despite being sealed away, he's still alive and exists
We're
on
cooking,
Earth.
chat.
The only reason Buu is this low is because he doesn't have the required energy to unseal himself yet, meaning he's weaker than the Buu that solos Dabura, Gohan, and Vegeta, which is why he's lower than Broly. But if Supreme Kai, who's casually stronger than Frieza, is scared of an early revival of Buu, then he should still be far stronger and more importantly faster than someone like Burter. Now, Majin Buu counts
Supreme Kai said he was stronger than Frieza? Then why didn't he do anything? Like, I know the Kais aren't supposed to intervene, I think. But, like, they're down to intervene with Buu. So why not stop Frieza? This guy was just, like, ravaging the universe. Classic Dragon Ball logic, I think.
in Universe 7. But with Dragon Ball Daima confirming the Demon Realm is detached from Universe 7 and actually predates the multiverse, any other residents of the Demon Realm won't be on this list unless we know they were in Universe 7 at the time of Burter's statement. Going to more of Babidi's minions, and someone who worked for Babidi that's definitely from Universe 7 is the mythical beast Yaku, who is number 7 on my list.
The Light
Due to
Muncher?
his reputation as a powerful mythical beast and
Where's
someone strong
Reverse
enough
Torch?
to once again scare Supreme Kai, we have a character that's pretty obviously faster than most other beings in Universe 7. I should mention, while Yakon is definitely from Universe 7, his age isn't known, so it's possible he wasn't around during the time of Burter, but it's extremely hard to be certain. Considering his reputation was enough to be known by Shin though, despite Shin not knowing Yakon was under Babidi's control for likely years at that point, I'd say the probability of this mythical beast existing for a long time is pretty high, so I feel fine putting him on the list. I'm making a similar concession for the final minion of Babidi on this list, Pui Pui, or his better manga name, Pocus, who is my number 8 pick. Once again, Supreme Kai is extremely afraid of Pui Pui, thinking...
Okay, well at this point, Bert is not even cracking the top 10. For someone who with full chest, by the way, full chest was saying he was the fastest in the universe, he's not even cracking the top 10 at this point. Or we assume, because who hasn't been included? I mean, Goku's on here, so best case scenario, he's 10th. And then we've not included Supreme Kai yet, right?
Team up against him despite seeing how strong Gohan was at the tournament already, and of course being far stronger than Frieza himself. We know that Pui Pui is the champion of Planet Zune and likely has been under Babidi's control for some time, but it's hard to be certain how fast he was before Burter died, which was about 12 years before the Buu Saga. Personally, based on Pui Pui seeming relatively old and Planet Zune never being conquered by the Frieza Force and Pui Pui being its champion, I'm willing to give it to him. Now, if you disagree with me using Pui Pui and Yakon on this list, I don't blame you. Just move Burter up a couple of places at the end of the video if you feel that strongly about it. With that out of the way, we should be back to characters that hopefully everyone can agree on, with number 9, Supreme Kai himself. He's guaranteed to be around during the time of Burter's death, and since he's one of the Supreme Kai that he says could handle Frieza easily, there's no reason to doubt his speed when compared to Burter of all people. While Supreme Kai should be a given,
why didn't he
I think
stop
my next
him?
pick might be a bit more controversial, but given the context, I believe it's pretty fair. At number 10, I have Kibito, the attendant to Shin, who, while
What? Does he have fucking... Like, why is bro blue? Is he dying?
likely
I swear
weaker
it was
than Shin himself, seems
not
confident
blue.
enough in his own abilities to be beyond the level of any of
Since
Frieza's
when has this guy been
underlings.
blue?
Kibito and Shin both actually know about Super Saiyan and have some expectations of it before their fight.
Chat, am I smoking crack?
So they should understand any
I swear he's
comparison
never been
they're
blue.
making, like Kibito thinking Gohan is
There we go. He was pink. Why was he blue? Why does Toriyama just like to fucking just make up colors as he goes along, bro? It's like the rare sighting of a purple-haired Bulma, bro.
too powerful for a mortal, could
And
at the
purple-haired
absolute
trunks,
lowest
too.
be a comparison to Super Saiyan Goku on Namek. Once again, likely placing Kibito above Frieza, which
Freaky
is more
face.
than enough for this
Ole.
list. Speaking of the little tyrant, Frieza, in any form, is far faster than Burter.
Not
which
even
is
close.
kind of where this whole meme starts from, so it makes sense he's number 11. Burter had to know his boss was
Yeah, I was
faster
about
than
to
him,
say.
right? Even in Frieza's first form, his power level is likely around 10 times that of Burter, and as Vegeta says
At
earlier
least.
in the arc, a higher power level doesn't just mean more strength, it also means more speed as well. So there's
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So if strength and speed are at least semi-linear, and Captain Ginyu is stronger than Berta, then Captain Ginyu must be faster than Berta. Which means Berta's so far down this fucking
no
list.
world that
He's
Burter
cooked.
is even close to Frieza's speed. Now, what's even funnier is Frieza's little hovering throne thing might
No
actually
shot.
just be faster than Burter too. That chair probably blitzes Saiyan
True.
Saga Vegeta, and I'm not kidding.
It travels
Then
at the same
number
speed as
12,
Frieza.
We can't talk about Frieza without mentioning his only other canon
How am I
family
forgetting
member,
so many
his
people?
father, King Cold. When Mecha Frieza and King Cold arrive on Earth,
The
despite
Aura Farmer.
Frieza not being at full power, as stated by Gohan, King Cold is a comparably
Wait.
large
Speaking of Aura Farmers, Piccolo? No, because after Berta died, Piccolo got stronger. Not beforehand, right? So Aura Farmer, not faster than
key
Berta.
to this
The Grill
suppressed
Master.
Mecha Frieza, and considering that Gohan, Vegeta, and Piccolo seem to think they are no match for him, despite them all being stronger and faster than any member of the Ginyu Force by this point, it should be
Wow.
clear that King Cold is on another level. And with that, we've closed the gap enough to finally talk about characters in the main cast that were alive when Burter made his speed claim. Starting with our main character Goku, who's number 13 on
Yeah.
this list. Being the one to outspeed and beat Burter, Goku is
go,
clearly
Goku.
faster than him. And that's not even including the fact that he can use Kaioken times 10 to further increase his power and speed. This puts his maximum power level at this point in the story at 900,000, which is just below second form Frieza and makes him far too much for any soldier in Frieza's army to handle or keep up with. My choice for number 14 is a bit tough to be sure of, but in a similar way to Broly, I think if we take Gas and chart a
thought he was gonna say
relatively linear
Paragus.
progression of strength and speed until he
I said
easily
Gas!
beats Granola
I
before
said maybe
either
Gas.
make the wish, that is, we can pretty confidently say with his instincts unleashed, Gas should be faster than Burter, especially given his desire to never lose again after his humiliating defeat to Bardock. Even at the
This is the problem. Not the problem with Dragon Ball, but because the show's been going for so long, they just keep adding new people who are just like on par with Goku and Vegeta, or have to be close to them because otherwise it's not an interesting show. Then you have to retroactively go back and be like, oh shit, well these guys are just stronger than everyone. How are they not just fighting Frieza? Right? Or I guess they just appear out of nowhere, but yeah. Because that's what I mean. Like, if Gas was stronger than Frieza, or if any of these new characters that we haven't even seen yet are stronger than Frieza at the time of the Namek saga, Like, where were all these people beforehand to stop Frieza? Or I guess maybe Frieza just avoided them. I don't know.
Time he fought
But obviously
Bardock.
Frieza was always
Vegeta
told
thinks
to
there's
avoid
no
Boo and
world
Beerus.
that
That's what he was
Gas
always
should have lost
told.
to him, which should put Gas with his instincts unleashed at around the power and speed of Frieza soldiers like Dodoria and Zarbon, or at the very least, Vegeta and Kui. So give him 25 years of training, the time between his loss to Bardock and Burter's death,
Damn,
and I
he was a
think he
kid at
should
the
be
time.
faster than Burter, even if it's with the caveat of having no self-control. Next, we have Vegeta at number 15. But again, we can
Vegeta?
move Gas around on the list, so if you think Vegeta is faster, I don't blame you. After getting a Zenkai from Rakum's beatdown and Goku's Senzu Bean, Vegeta's power jumps far above anyone in the Ginyu Force, with V-Jump even putting his power level at 250,000. But if you don't agree with that number, I still think there's no way to argue that he's slower than Burter, and he of course got this specific Zenkai boost before he killed Burter, so it still counts. Then we have a weird character to think about for this.
Wait. Vegeta went from struggling to even fight Raccoon, right? Just average fucking member of the Ginyu Force, to 250,000 power level, which is like double Captain Ginyu. What, after one fight with him? What the fuck, bro? No wonder Goku and Vegeta are so strong now. It's just a broken system. They get punched in the face once and like double in power.
Conversation in Piccolo, who
The
I'm putting
Grill
at number
Master!
16. This is of course before he fuses with Nail, and he's only trained with King Kai for a few days, but somehow that's enough for an insane power increase. Nail thinks Piccolo's power in particular is astonishing
Yeah, it's
before
just
they
Dragon
even
Ball logic.
fuse, despite him sensing the Ginyu Force before and only saying Piccolo's not yet comparable to Frieza. Considering how close Nail is in power to the Ginyu Force, aside from Ginyu himself that is, any power he'd consider astonishing should be faster than Burter. Beyond that,
Yeah.
we have one guidebook that puts Nail's fusion with Piccolo at a 5 times multiplier, which would make Piccolo's power level at least 200,000 when arriving on Namek somehow. With that guidebook power level, or even just the narratively implied power Piccolo has, it's more than enough for him to easily blitz Burter by
song's
this
kinda
point in
getting
the
crazy.
story. Number 17 is once again going to be controversial, but Avo and Kado are
Who are
both
these
characters
people?
stated to be on the same level as the Ginyu Force during their time in Frieza's empire. That
this
alone
canon?
wouldn't make them faster than Burter, but there's a reason they're only one spot on this list.
Chat, does anyone know who these freaks are? Why have I never seen these guys? I thought bro said these were canon characters. I'm getting fucking outlawed here, bro. Are there any nerds in chat who know who these people are? No one knows either. That's what I'm saying, bro. Who are these people?
These brothers can fuse into Akka, which increases their power tremendously.
Who's this
and
guy?
Considering these two start on the level of the Ginyu Force, even just doubling, which is very likely
Like
a
Ben
low
10
ball
characters.
based on every other fusion in the series, their speed with a fusion would be more than enough to be faster than Burter.
Who the
Also,
fuck is
yes,
this guy?
Son Goku and his friends return is canon. Speaking of
Oh.
the Ginyu Force, at
Okay, I just got fucking dunked on, bro. Okay, apparently they are canon. I've never seen those people ever in my life.
number 18, we have Captain Ginyu, who's obviously way faster than Burter. I can
Okay.
kind of see Burter coping
Sounds right,
and
then.
Frieza being slower than him because he likely hasn't seen Frieza fight, but he fights alongside Captain Ginyu as
Yeah.
a job. So I'm sure some of you think Captain Ginyu must be slower than him. I mean, it is Captain Ginyu himself who
Yeah,
introduces Burter as the fastest in the universe after all. So maybe a classic combat speed versus travel speed argument works here. But based on both of their battles with Goku, it's just
Goku went crazy
impossible
in the
that
paint.
that's the case.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I was about to say something
Where
really stupid,
Burter was
chat.
getting blitzed by Goku, Ginyu was able to keep up pretty easily. There's
Yeah,
even a
true.
similar moment where Goku is attacked by Jace, and while this leads to Burter getting blitzed by Goku, Ginyu is able to put Goku into a hold. There's just no way you read the manga or watch the anime and think to yourself, Ginyu must be slower than Burter after you see both of them in action.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell, Ginyu is still surprised that Goku is faster than him, despite knowing that he beat Burter already. And finally, just barely.
Then why does fucking Ginyu glaze him so hard, bro? Ginyu's a fucking professional glazer, bro. He spends half of his day saying how fast Berta is and how, oh, you've got to fear how fast he is. And he fucking speed blitzes him anyway.
Cracking the top 20,
No
we
shot.
have the man himself, Burter. I'm being generous here. And
Let's
putting
go,
him above
Burter.
other members of the Ginyu Force, even though
Top
Burter's
20, bro, my king.
unstoppability would make him faster via hacks. But if I did that, then every Yardrat would be faster than him due to instant transmission, and that's just too big of a mess. So outside of Ginyu, we'll just assume Burter is the fastest member of the team. So Burter was only 19 places off, and honestly, I thought he'd be way lower than that. The Demon
That's true. That's actually super valid. In the entire universe, you know, I don't know how many people in the Dragon Universe, we're assuming hundreds of trillions of people, right? Bro's ranked number 19. That's pretty fucking sick. He may not be number 1, but to be fair, if I was ranked 19th in the universe at anything, I would also probably say I was number 1. Like, who's gonna fucking know? There's 18 other people in the entire galaxy, not galaxy, the entire fucking universe, who could even prove that you're wrong. Although he does work with 2 of them, which actually isn't great. And potentially 3 if you count King Cole, but...
Realm not being a part of Universe 7 really helped him out here.
Yeah, true. If the Demon Realm was included, I don't know if he would have broken top 30, but... Jesus, we take those, bro. W Berta. Let's get another round of applause for Berta. Top 20. My boy. My Speed Demon King. What a fucking legend, bro. All right, W video chat. I've already liked it.